And
Oh,
what kind of price did you see for all of them? About 500? Is that the same?
oh, when you go to business, the minimum is it's
500, yeah.
560. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they come up with, and I'm always above board, whatever it has to be. It has to be because I have way too much going on to not have it. Even if I weren't doing consultations or anything like that, I just personally have too many cases um going on that I cannot afford to be inadequately prepared, even if I do have other resources that I can utilize because of my independent associations. So that helps me. But I want to still be able to give anybody who comes to me so that we can study together. I like to be able to utilize something that I own and don't have any issue sharing or whatever the rules are and following all the rules. So, how are your cases going?
You talking to me?
Yeah, talking. It's talking to me. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Uh, I had a couple of appeals. I finally filed them. Uh, I didn't have to pay the fee for it, which was about 550 each. So it would have cost like 1100 to file both of those. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I have
that's something that we want to talk about. But hold on, I see my man MJ's in here. MJ, Mike, you got anything you want to add, or I know we have things you have going on. Anything you want to add or give as far as some good information to the guys in general as you are
Um,
navigating the path this journey yourself?
just really, I mean, what I've learned from my process, just stay on top of everything. Like be mindful of everything, stay on top of everything. Like what you said earlier, like the process is always don't I guess don't get down in the process because the process is gonna be the process. It ain't gonna be easy. So what I'm saying, just stay on top of everything. What I work on every day is kind of like just like my day-to-day mindset, like not getting boggled down in negative thoughts and always thinking there's gonna be a positive outcome, whether it's something I can't see right now or something that benefits me in the future that I don't think actually will. You know what I'm saying? So
You have a unique academic background as well. And one day I wanted to bring you on to talk about it. One of on my podcast series whenever I get that started. Because of despite the fact that it's at the University of Miami and not the Florida State University, I understand. But you have a multi-layered academic background, and I wanted to talk about specifically. A lot of people pass on second and third hand information, which I believe is detrimental to our community, particularly.
yeah,
Uh, there's some sociological factors, some psychological factors, there's some academic factors
yeah.
that firsthand knowledge, and doing real research, not going to find somebody who said something, but doing adequate research. And I don't expect everybody to be, I'm a social scientist. I'm a political science major, so we study whether it's a controlled module or something else. We do study based upon hopefully good empirical data. You have multiple sources. You look at that data. You test the test population, all that stuff kind of comes in with the academic through academia. What would you tell people? And you're an athlete, a high caliber athlete, or at least you were before you retired, which you're still
Mm.
an athlete. What would you tell people about the benefits of going to institutions of higher learning? And I like HBCUs as well, although I haven't attended one. But what is HBCU, community college? What would you tell people about the benefits that you learn going into institution of higher learning, particularly at that high level?
Well, I think it's two things. I think when it comes down to secondary education, I think the biggest thing is going to be um, it's like the process of completion. It's almost showing yourself or showing others, wherever you want to work, the workforce, society, that you have the ability to complete something on your own, being able to live on your own, be responsible for yourself, and gather all the information you need to complete the task at hand. So I think that's like the first benefit of college, secondary education, whether it's community college or trade school, just putting yourself in the field and completing something on your own. So I think that's the first one. And then when you talk about like like the in-depth, like our community in general, and why I think secondary education is so important because we've been systematically misinformed. And I think giving yourself the ability to go outside of your community and learn more and educate yourself, even learn about other cultures, can help with that systematic misinformation. You know what I'm saying? I think that has really hurt our community. Going back to even like we talking about before and after slavery, Tuskegee experiment, welfare. I mean, you know, people don't talk about white people being on welfare just as much as black people, but and us being such a small population of America and how we're affected. But that systematic misinformation, I think, can help be debunked by a lot of our community seeking some form of secondary education. That makes sense.
It makes plenty of sense. I was trying to explain it to someone else. Is like you can't unlearn what you've learned in many instances, but when it certain processes and like Daly's my math guy. That's like to go to him because math is numbers. Brett is also, I had to check on him too, but Brett is also but numbers are numbers, right, Daly? The formula is a formula, the outcome is going to be the outcome. And you all are like geared to your minds work to go directly to what's the formula, use the formula to bring about a solution. Am I correct with that, Daly?
100%.
Okay, so when it comes to how I haven't had any formal training, but when it comes to empirical, or when it came to me moving into political science, which was not my first choice, it would have been liberal arts and just academic study. Oh, here he comes. So at least he's still out here. He's still out here free. What's going on, Brett? But it helped that I got that what he called the secondary education. Now, my immediate secondary education came when I said I do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution and ran off into the military. And then I got exposed to the world away from all of my parents being both military, and I traveled the United States and I've been to other countries. I went to another country, particularly with them. But when you branch out on your own and you get to kind of move about as you wish, but not really as you wish under some prescribed, you get to see more, and that helps the process as well. But the added benefit of secondary education, it cannot be understated. And at one time, that was what allowed many within our community, and even those who were from other communities that were adversely affected, or from an economic background that was adversely affected by whatever could have been going on above them. You learn and you can cope a little bit better because you learn what they call problem solving skills, the ability to uh, use critical thinking. And I would suggest this because I'm seeing that there seems to be a lack of it more so today than I would have expected had you asked me this kind of question, say, like you're 33. 30 years
Mhm.
ago, I was already out of the military. I think it's 1990. Yeah. My
Yeah.
active duty time had already finished. My reserve time finished in 93. In fact, in July is my 40-year anniversary of signing up for the military. And I'm looking back, I'm thinking technology has moved forward at leaps and bounds, but the general individual seems to be less informed. Now, I know Dele, you and I think it was Brett was saying, sometimes technology makes people lazier. But as math guys, do you all rely on technology really at all when it comes to you all solving, doing whatever you all do, whether it's I'll go to you first, Brett, and then you, Daly, whether it's with your construction analysis, do you all rely on new stuff more? Or do you still rely on what you learned maybe in school and thereafter, Brett?
Definitely technology.
You rely on more technology now?
Yeah, absolutely.